Welcome back, primates, to another episode of the BMW build. Today we are going to be installing the hydraulic handbrake. That's right. This one we got from Coolerworx, same guys that supply the transmission. It is oh so gorgeous. So we're going to be installing this with a Wilwood master cylinder for the best unboxing video ever. Boop, boop, boop. And then we are going to be running stock E46 rear pads. So there's tons of people that are parting their cars right now, and it's easy to pick up parts for these things. So $50 for the rear calipers and pads included. So that's a pretty good price. I just need to pick up bolts. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to be doing is changing the orientation around. So I know it's pretty cool having it up there, but having it straight up just really doesn't mount well in the BMW. So I'm going to be switching this over so it so it's horizontal. So I'm going to do that. I'll come back and I'll show you what I did. There's a bolt. All of them are pretty easy to do this on. Okay, so we got the orientation switched around on that, so this will be mounted more like factory position where the handbrake goes in the BMW, which means I won't have to cut up my console. And since this is a daily-ish, since it's still going to be used for daily usage, and it's not going like full race car, and I don't want to strip my interior, that was the thinking with this, and I think it's just going to look better. And it's still, the handle on it is nice and long, so I'll show you guys. We're going to do some test fitting, but I was in there kind of pre-test fitting, and I thought this is going to be the better way. Next step is putting on the Wilwood adapter piece, or that's going to go in there like that. So I'm going to mount that up and get that going. Alright, this beast is mounted and ready to go. So I am going to, I don't know what we're going to do next. We got, what do we got left to do? We got to weld on the brackets for running the twin calipers. We got to run all the piping. We got to mount this. There's a little bit left to do, but we'll get through it, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Okay, so the plan is to mount this in the car in a good place. Before I can kind of get it to where I want it to be, I'm going to take the console apart, and then once everything's kind of moved out of the way, I'll be able to position it in. I'll be able to put my seat where I want it and position it in the right place, and then I can start cutting and putting stuff in. So let's get started on. So I've taken out the console and far more other stuff than I needed to because I'm trying to get a clean mount, so I took a the radio and all that stuff. Anyway, there was some broken back there, but look, I found a quarter, so pretty much pays for this job. And I've decided on mounting the handbrake here and on an angle, so it'll fit underneath this elbow piece, which I'd like to keep. So it's gonna sit kind of right under there, which will be nice. And it'll clear, if I put it on an angle, it'll clear the buttons over here and it'll be kind of up like that, which again, I think is a pretty nice area. So I need to make up some brackets. And basically, man, this camera work is shaky. Okay, so basically the back of this piece is gonna sit right, goodness, the back of the piece is gonna sit right here, no problem. And then the front of it is kind of dangling up in the air above this airbag sensor, which I debated taking out, but I'm gonna leave it in there. There's actually a bunch of brackets in here that I could probably bolt to. I would like to weld it, because I think that'll be cleaner installation. So I am gonna weld it. I'm gonna grind it down and weld it. But I'd like to get this carpet out of the way, at least for now, while I'm working on it, and I have to put the lines through, so I have to take that stuff out too. So I think I need to take the driver's seat out now that I have my position where I want it, and I'm going to take the back seat out because I'm going to run lines through there, and I'm going to probably just take out all of the junk that is just sitting in my car now, and put it in my very crowded garage. But then I can get on to the mounting process, which should be fantastic. So, time to move some junk. I just took the front seat out. I wasn't planning on getting rid of the front seat or anything like that, and I just took it out because I need space to put the handbrake in. But, oh wow, this is a heated, fully electronic seat. It's comfy, but man, it is heavy. I'm not like huge into weight savings because I think if you're gonna make like a lighter car, you should just start with a lighter car, and BMW 3 Series, while not being a massively heavy car, is not also a super light car, and you should probably just build like a tube chassis and then slap some panels on it if you want. But put more power in or whatever. But this seat is, I've been thinking about getting another seat just for bolstering support and things like that. But this seat, it's gotta be like 80 pounds. I should weigh it. So I think probably replacing the front seat, maybe the other side. I'm not sure how heavy that one is. Might be one of those worthwhile weight upgrades, because that's a lot of weight. Like you ease 4 bolts and you don't have the weight anymore. So I mean, you do get heated seats though. That's not a luxury item you find in the race car seats very often. Anyway, back at it. This guy's helping me. Remember, you gotta push down on it. And he's unbolting the other seat. I thought it'd be easier for welding the brackets in. Oh, sounds like you got it off.
Yeah.
There you go.
And the ones you don't need, I'll keep for my toolbox.
Right.
And I'll get the money in there.
Yeah, put that in there anyways. What?
I get money in there.
What? You're getting paid?
No.
How expensive are you?
I'm not getting paid.
Oh.
But I guess all the bolts in there, I'm getting the ones that you don't need, and there's coins in there.
Yeah, that's true. I did find some money. I'll give that money to you.
Probably because I helped you.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't give very much anyway.
bracket welded on there. Oh, my welds are not pretty. It is a little challenging welding in here because this metal's quite thin and this is a little thicker. It's just got a little bit of play in it, so I've got this, cut this corner piece in here, got my magnet holding it on, and I'm just going to weld that now, and then the front mount should be pretty good to go. Then back mount, and we'll get that plate in there, that it's on the bottom, we should be good. I'm just gonna weld that up. She's looking good. I got front bracket on there, back bracket on there, and then this goes on top of there like that. So I just have to mount this mounting plate on, which is what this thing bolts onto, and should be ready to go. Well, it's mounted. In second, it's a little close to the shifter. I'm not gonna lie. You can get by, but it's close. First, third, other gear is not a problem. Second, probably the gear you're in the most, drifting. So a little bit. If I have gloves on, could be touching it, but tis what it is. I mounted it, and it's welded in well, so it isn't moving. But I like where it is. I think this is gonna work well. Once I get, so I'm gonna sand it up a little bit, paint it so there's no surface rust on any of the spots I made. I gotta cut the plastic of the console around so that'll fit on. And then before I get too far into that, I am going to take the back seat out and more of this carpet so I can run the lines. And then once that's done, and the calipers are on, can put it all back together, and it's gonna look really good, and it's gonna be good. So I'm excited. All right, now that I got this sweet bracket mounted for the handbrake, I can work on cutting the console to fit, so the brake can go back in, and it looks factory. Anyway, I'm gonna do some cutting. Got some Sharpie. Got some Dremel. Let's get to her. So as you can see, the hydro brake mounted in there, the console on. Got the fill up area there. You have to take the console off, but line runs through. This will be all covered by the carpet. Run through the back again. Really nice fitting. Sits underneath the seat. Runs to the back. Pull the seat down underneath the seat. If you lift up the carpet further back, here it comes into a T, and then I run these ANSI lines. So I've got holes drilled here. I'm going to be putting rubber grommets in there, and then they drop out right down there, and it runs to the brakes.